All right, so Clipse, Let God Sort Them Out is releasing July 11th, right? I think I just seen something about, I think I seen their vinyls being pressed, yesterday? I made a live click so fast when I seen that picture. What up? I appreciate you. So Clipse actually has their album that's going to be dropping here in the next week and a half or so, which we all super excited about, man. I'll probably be on live that night. Probably it'll be the first time I'll be live probably when the album actually drops and we know that it's coming. Y'all typically see me hop on. We cover all of the singles, the freestyles, all that stuff. Anytime anybody drops something, we're typically on it pretty quickly. But I'm never really up at night when albums drop, so I might try to stay up so we can be one of the first to react to this live, because I absolutely have to hear this album. So Clipse actually released their official track list, which we have to take a look at this because there's some very, very dope things to consider here. We got to consider a lot of things here. Stove God on the Clipse album is fitting. See, look, y'all gonna kill me, bro. Y'all got to give me a Stove God track I got to listen to, because I am not familiar with Stove God at all, but I keep seeing everybody saying, man, Stove God is here. I'm like, who is Stove God? See, y'all gotta let me know who Stove God is. I'm not tapped into Stove God. Crew, my diss track drops at the same time. You dropping a diss too? Next week can't come fast enough. I'm telling you, man. All right. So we got The Birds Don't Sing featuring John Legend and Voices of Fire. Now, I'm not familiar with Voices of Fire either. Obviously, we know who John Legend is, which seems like that's gonna be the song that starts off the album. And I like what they did with Chains and Whips. Hopefully this is the actual order and not just the list, and it's kind of all over the place. We got Chains and Whips at number 2, which, listen to Stove God's Reasonable Drought. Okay, bet, thank you. We get to number 2. Kendrick Lamar is featured on Chains and Whips, which I think was a great strategy, tactic that they did. We talked about this, 2 weeks ago? Was it 2 weeks ago? Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago. When we actually got the verse, maybe it was last week. When we actually got the verse from Kendrick, I said this in the beginning. I said this is a great tactic because there's a lot of amazing music that's gonna be on this album. And I don't believe the Clipse wanted the album to be outshined by the Kendrick verse. And a lot of people really agreed with me on that. Some people said I was dissing Kendrick. I'm like, I'm not dissing Kendrick. I'm just literally saying I think that for them to have not held on to this album, but for them to have been putting together this album for as long as they have, and all of the issues that they've had, and leaving the label and doing all of that, buying themselves out of the label, and just being a long-awaited album it's been a very long time. I don't think they wanted the success to be predicated on this verse. A lot of people are gonna flood to the album maybe because they still haven't heard the verse. I know a lot of people have said I've been waiting. Let me know in the comments too if you guys have been waiting on listening to this Kendrick Lamar verse. We've heard it. I don't think that it was the full verse. The verse absolutely isn't finished. At least there's another couple of bars or something on there that we haven't heard, and maybe there's even more. We didn't hear the Clipse verse on there either. But to bring this all back together, I really think that they dropped that so we could just enjoy the album and not get there and be fiending over the Kendrick verse, because they know kind of what the current climate is on that. The Clipse said it was intentional to place it second after Birds Don't Sing, which is a heavy song about their parents. Okay, well, see, look, thank you. I appreciate you. Stove God on the Clipse album equals high-octane Coke bars. Oh, I gotta hear that. You have to listen to that J Hope featuring J. Cole song. Even though it's old, J. Cole versus Fire, you have to check it out. Bet, I appreciate you. Do you think we're about to have a dictator? Listen to Stove's Reasonable Drought. Okay, yeah, we definitely gotta get into that. All right. We got Chains and Whips, and then we get a feature from Tyler, the Creator, on POV. So you got John Legend, Kendrick Lamar, and Tyler within 3 songs, which is crazy. I'm really excited to hear this song from Tyler, the Creator. I wonder if it's gonna differ much from what he just gave us in Chromacopia, or if it's gonna be really similar, because a lot of the things that he was putting together on that album really had Pharrell's kind of imprint stamped all over it. A lot of Pharrell, Ye, even like oh Ye, you can hear a lot of that on that album. So POV should be a nice one. And then listen, I don't know if y'all seen this. There's a So Be It Part 2. Now, the way that So Be It Part 1 ended, which I didn't even know that was a thing at the time, the way that it ended with a Travis diss. So Be It 2 ended with a Travis diss. Now, I wonder if So Be It 2 kind of gives us more insight into exactly what he's talking about, or if we get another diss, because it's So Be It Part 2. And the whole theme of it is So Be It. I'm going to say it and let it go, put it into the ether, put it into the ethos, and y'all take it however y'all want. So we'll see what happens with So Be It Part 2. What they did with adding So Be It Part 2. Hey, shout out to Harley Quinn for the 10, gang. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. What they did with So Be It Part 2 was add another layer of mystique and intrigue into the album. Not to say that it wasn't there already, because a lot of people are going to take that the wrong way. That's not what I'm saying. Ace Trumpets. We heard Ace Trumpets. Ace Trumpets was crazy. Chains and Whips. We got a glimpse of that featuring Kendrick Lamar. Then they dropped So Be It. Well, they dropped So Be It before. Then they dropped So Be It, and we get the Travis diss. Now there's a So Be It Part 2. So we still have that. We got to get to the album. That's the one I'm looking for. I don't know which one y'all looking for. I'm looking for all of them, but that's the one I'm like, y'all, I gotta hear this. I don't know what anything else on the album is. We don't know what anything else on the album is. I don't know if it's gonna be the same beat on So Be It, or if we're gonna get a completely different song and it's just gonna be a part 2. So I'm really excited about So Be It Part 2. Let me know in the comments which song you guys are most interested in too. I really want to hear what you guys got to say. Shout out to Harley Quinn for the 10. Thank you so much for that. Let me go ahead and get to your comment, to your donation. Thank you so much. Been following you since last year. Got to say, I love all your commentary, and I look forward to when your videos drop. Just really blessed that I finally caught you live to give you your flowers as well. No, thank you. Thank you so much for that. I really, really appreciate your support. It means a lot when you guys say things like that, man, because sometimes we think we're just talking into a camera. Sometimes I'm just talking to a camera, but when you guys say those things, it really means a lot. So I appreciate you so much for your kind words. Thank you. All right, then after So Be It 2, we got Ace Trumpets, featuring Push and Malice, which is crazy. Wait, Ace Trumpets featuring Push and Malice. They don't do that with every song, so that's kind of weird that it's worded that way. All Things Considered, featuring The Dream and Pharrell. That's the right Dream, right? Talking about this, talking about that. That's the right Dream, right? Shout out to my dog Timothy for the 10, gang. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Y'all are wilding today, man. Thank y'all so much. I'll get to your comment. Get to your comment in just a second. Thank you. All Things Considered, featuring The Dream and Pharrell. Is that the same Dream? That's him, right? Okay. That should be a nice one, too. MTBTTF. What does that stand for? Let me know what y'all think that stands for. Yo, Andy Mineo released a really dope song calling out Andre 3000. What up, J-Tom? Calling out Andre 3000 and himself called I Swear This Is Not an Andre 3000 diss. I would love to see you check it out. You know what, gang? I can't even lie to you. I've already heard it. It was sent over to me by the company, man. I heard it. I'll listen to it again. Just for anybody else who hasn't heard it, maybe we'll listen to that after this. But I don't want to make it seem like I haven't heard the song. The song is crazy. The song is actually crazy. So we'll take a listen to that too. We'll take a listen to that today too. MTBTTF. What does that stand for? Wrong bomb. What up, my boy? All right, I don't know what that stands for, man. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Clipse has a song titled MTBTTF. What does that stand for? No, there's no way. Wait, what? What? Hold up. All right, so ChatGPT says the Clipse song titled MTBTTF, yeah, I spelled it right. My True Believers Thank You For is a spoken word outro from their Till the Casket Drops album. I don't know. I don't know about that. The title MTBTTF by the Clipse stands for Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. This was confirmed by a fan in the Clipse subreddit, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. I believe that more than the first one. I don't know if it's true, but let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think. That's the Mike Tyson song? Elite? Okay, so it is Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. Okay, Mike Tyson Blow to the Face. All right, we had to look it up. Then we got EBITDA, which from my time in school, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation. What is the A, bro? Earnings before interest, taxes. Is it depreciation and amortization? I think that's what it is. EBITDA, earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization. I don't know if that's what they going for. Yes, amortization. Yeah, see, I got it. I don't know if that's actually it though. I don't know if that's what they going for with that. I'm sure it's not. It's gonna be some crazy slick, you know what I'm saying? Something crazy slick that they did with that. But that is also featuring Pharrell. So Pharrell is all over this album. Then we got FICO featuring Stove God, which I can't wait to see what that is. Everybody's telling me, from what I'm seeing, people are really interested in this Stove God Cooks verse here, which I've never heard before. I've never heard of him. And then we got Inglorious Bastards featuring Ab Liva. I don't know who that is either. So Far Ahead featuring Pharrell. Again, Pharrell all over it. And then we got Let God Sort 'Em Out. Chandeliers. Shout out to Holly B. Verse Veteran. I see you. The membership. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you. So we got Let God Sort 'Em Out / Chandeliers featuring Nas. This one should be crazy. Now, I had a theory too, gang. I had a theory. Now, I'm not saying that it was needed, okay? But just hear me out. Let me cook real quick. There's been a lot of Nas news in the last week or two, right? There's been a lot of Nas news. Nas news is crazy. A lot of Nas news in the last week or two. We've had the entire back and forth between Jim Jones and Nas, and people just talking about these two artists specifically because of what they've been talking about, you know, back and forth with each other or whatever. Not even back and forth, but what Jim Jones has been saying about Nas and how he believes he's better than Nas, or at least he should be considered in the same ranks as Nas. And you've had Nori, Benzino, Breakfast Club. You've had a lot of people just talking about this, right? And then Nas makes an announcement, some business dealing that he's done. He's made that announcement. And then we're also getting a Nas feature on this album. Now, that could just be to the greatness of Nas, right? Like I don't want to make it seem like it has to be true, but it seems like there could have been some of that let's work the system a little bit kind of stuff just to keep names going and push things, because as much news I've heard about Nas, like Nas is going to be here in Chicago, I think, sometime next week. Like Nas has got a lot going on right now. So I think it's kind of, or at least if it isn't that, it's very good that these things, that his name is rumbling like that, because he's got a lot of business dealings and stuff like that that's coming out. Wait, there's a J feature. Nas is the first rapper to win a battle without rapping. Nas been goated for decades. Slick Rick and Nas dropped the. Oh, so see, look, Slick Rick dropped a song with Nas as well. I did see that. I haven't listened to it. I did see that, but I think that I don't want to say that it sounds manufactured, but in the time that we're living in, I could see how the manufactured smoke and mirrors could be at play, obviously in favor of Nas, so he can so we can get all this stuff out there. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I think I just kind of thought about it when I'm like, man, I'm hearing Nas's name a lot. And then that actually starts from Kendrick saying, I got the Super Bowl, and then Nas the only one that congratulated me. So even goes back that far too. So let me know what y'all think about that. Ab Lava also used to rap with Gilly. Yeah, we got there's no Jay-Z on the album. I don't think there's any Jay-Z on the album. And then we end off the album with By the Grace of God featuring Pharrell. So that is the entire track list. What's missing from the album is So Be It 1. So are they not adding So Be It to the album? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 songs. 13 songs. So Be It 1 isn't on the album, so I'm not sure if that's supposed to be like that or if they're gonna add it in. I don't see how they would add it into part 2. It doesn't make any sense, but I don't see it on the album. Black men supporting each other, and I love it. Facts, right? Chains and Whips was originally previewed in the 2023 Louis Vuitton show, and Pusha T dished Jim Jones then. Okay, I see what you're saying. I've heard that a couple times. In Chicago tomorrow. Yeah, I was gonna say, I just heard it on the radio. He's supposed to be in Chicago sometime like this week. So here's another thing though. Here's another thing that's being floated around with this. I don't know where it came from. I'm not sure if this is true, but I did also see people are saying that Travis Scott could be planning to drop on July 11th and make this more less than a battle of words and lyrics, because we know he can't win that battle. Travis Scott. He could be trying to make this a numbers battle, because Travis Scott is the bigger act. He's not the more influential act. And speaking of that, I just watched that train wreck. Documentary on Netflix, and I'll tell you this: for those of you who weren't here at the time, I had tickets to Astroworld. I remember buying them. I remember me and my wife sitting there. We was buying them. Now, we in Chicago, and we had the idea of we're going to just go down. We're going to catch a flight. We're going to stay, and we'll make it a weekend, right? Last minute, I was just unable. It was like nothing would allow me to take the time to leave. I couldn't get there. Like, I literally could not get to Houston. I couldn't get there. It just wouldn't happen for me. So, hold on, my bad. I'm lagging. I couldn't get there. So obviously, I think the day before, I could look at my phone and see when I sold the tickets, but the day before the show, I sold the tickets. I sold the tickets the day before the show. Sold the tickets the day before the show, and I was honestly a little upset. Like, I was honestly a little upset. I won't say a little upset. I was like, damn, man, like, I really wanted to go to the show. Like, I'm so pissed that we bought the tickets and then now we can't go. And wifey was like, yo, maybe we just like not supposed to be at the show. Like, we just not supposed to be there. Story time, by the way. I don't know how this happened, but story time. The news starts coming out about what's happening at this show. And I'm like, nah, this ain't real. No, it's not real. This is fake. Like, this is just not real. Like, it's not actually happening. And I'm hearing about people losing their lives at this show and the panic and the pandemonium. And me, I was like, yo, I don't want to be in the back, so we got to get there early. I want to be in the front. I want to be in the front. That's what I was telling wifey. And my wife is a little bit smaller. Like, I'm gonna say a little bit smaller than me, man. She's a full foot shorter than me and about 100 pounds, 150 pounds lighter than me. I'm like, I want to be in the front. And she's like, cool, like whatever it is, you just gotta make sure you like watching out for me because the space gonna be cramped. So I'm watching this documentary and I'm just like, I had never seen what they had been portraying as what the issue was, right? Like I like how bad it was. And seeing how bad it was, nothing but God, bro. Nothing but God. Nothing but God. That's a true story. My bad. I'm so glad I grew up in an era where we valued music over sales numbers. The numbers of cassettes, discs, and albums sold didn't matter then, and it doesn't matter to me now. Gang, gang, what up? Final Destination. Love the channel. Keep up the greatness going, G. Appreciate you. God was looking out. That is a fact. That is a fact. So again, the reason why we got onto that story is because I'm hearing that they're saying he could be trying to drop that day. I think it'd be interesting if he dropped anything. I don't know if he dropped a diss or an EP or whatever, because it seems kind of ill timed to just drop music if you weren't planning on dropping music. And he's actually been all over the place. Fanatics Festival. He's been doing things, so I don't know if he's really in album mode at the current moment. So it'll be interesting. Shout out to Holly B for the 10. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. My crew. Divine intervention, that's a fact. I believe the Nas thing is natural, at least parts of it. Looking under a microscope, it can look fake, but pulling back and taking in all the energy happening now, it feels possible. Absolutely, you are correct. All right, so that is it for the Clipse portion, man. Like I said, we went over their entire track list. They have a lot of different features on here, a lot of things to be excited about. A couple things to be noted is that So Be It is actually not, So Be It 1 is actually not on this list. So I guess we have to see if that's actually going to happen, or if they're going to have that on here or not. And we also talked about the possibility of Travis Scott dropping something the same day. So we'll see what happens with that. All right.